What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Chris Wrestling Views, of course, here on YouTube.com. So you guys, last night on Monday Night Raw, it was definitely phenomenal. I'm sorry I didn't get my video out in time, you guys. I thought I did my voiceover for this video, but I didn't, and it was just a blank video. So I want to go ahead and talk about Monday Night Raw last night. John Cena ended up coming out, of course, with just a blank, dark background with words that just says John Cena on the little Titron like thing. John Cena ended up telling the announcer, that he wants to be announced this way. What he was telling the announcer. The guy's actually from SmackDown, but John Cena goes on to show how many dates he actually have left. Before he actually retires, and that title is coming home with him. And he said everybody held his belt. He said Randy Orton. He said Triple H, so on and so forth, you guys. And John Cena, of course, mentioned Cody Rhodes. The crowd was booing him, and then John Cena was like, he was your champion, and you boo him? He was like, what is wrong with y'all? And then he pretty much goes on to say that that he's like, you guys are delusional and so on and so forth. But you guys, it was very entertaining, a very funny segment with John Cena. Not funny, but kind of well, dang, he just talked down. But he ended up holding up the title, telling everybody to take out their phone in their cameras and get a good look at the last real champion in WWE. And that person was no other person than Randy Orton. Comes out, comes from behind him underneath the ring, and actually RKO's John Cena. And so we've been looking for this feud for a very long time. The last time that I remember when John Cena and Randy Orton faced each other was at Backlash, and I think it was in 2009 or so. That was one of the good matches. It was like an I Quit match. But Randy Orton stands tall and hold the title above John Cena's head. And I guess he's looking back there in the back. Seeing, who's going to step up, next or whatever to try to take the title from Cena, I guess, because how we always get people added into matches and stuff like that. But anyways, Cena, of course, is on SmackDown, so is Randy Orton. So Liv and Raquel wins back the Women's Tag Team Championships. It was very odd, I would have to say the least. And I was like, well, dang, okay. Becky and Lyra won 24 hours ago, and then now they win them back. I guess it was only to set up the Becky Lynch heel turn. Pretty much, Becky Lynch, started pummeling down on Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria looking all sad and everything. Of course, kayfabe Bayley got taken out, and I'm guessing the story will be that Becky Lynch was, behind it more than likely, and maybe we'll see a Becky Lynch versus Bayley somewhere in these next couple months or next couple weeks. And then, of course, Lyra Valkyria got hit with 3 manhandle slams back to back to back, and the crowd was chanting one more time. I was like, man, these crowds are crazy, man. Saying one more time. They even did that time with Bronson Reed. It was definitely crazy. They even the people in the back, they were checking on Lyra Valkyria's leg, making sure she was going to be okay. So we may, like I said, we may end up getting Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch as well as Becky versus Bayley as well. So we'll see how that's going to play out, you guys. And maybe Becky's trying to take that Intercontinental Championship, away from Lyra Valkyria. Or what if Bayley and Becky Lynch are possibly working together and Bayley just faked it? You never know, you guys. So it was definitely I'm liking the way you guys, how WWE are pulling, these future matches, future feuds, and all that, and all that good stuff. That was just phenomenal. Of course, ringside during that match, though, we did have Gigi Dolan which is the lady with the orange hair, and Tatum Paxley with the black hair from NXT, where they will be facing tonight, as me recording this video, at 2:45 here p.m. And so they will be facing Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Will they win or will they lose? We ended up seeing where Miro actually made a return during a segment where the New Day was out there talking about there's no tag teams that can defeat them. Alpha Academy came out. I thought it was going to be Axiom and Nathan Frazier. The lights go dim, and next thing you know, on the Titron, you see Rusev face, and then you see his name. Rusev, of course, it was reported that he signed a 2-year deal with the WWE. I was like, well, dang. I was like, well, maybe you should have just stayed in AEW if you're only going to sign for 2 years. Why not 5 or 4 or something? But anyways, he ended up putting the Accolade, as I remember this move called, onto Otis, and Otis was screaming, y'all. I was like, shoot, Otis and Akira Tozawa got packed up, but Otis got packed up the worst, though. But New Day ends up, hightailing up out of there, and the crowd was going crazy. Rusev Day, and you guys, I can't wait to see what he's going to do. He looked stronger than he ever has before, and he was kind of, husky like before, but now he's just solid muscle, you guys, and I know he's going to be serious. This was before the Rusev Day thing, Alpha Academy, all that. Karen Cross is backstage looking at them, was, pretty much smiling and, smiling that they pretty much made the great choice of, turning on everyone, like turning on fans and so on and so forth. And another fun fact, you guys, of WWE, WrestleMania was the most viewed of all time, pretty much, with 1.1 billion views. So probably people that never watched wrestling before was actually watching tonight. We did end up getting a match where it was Io Sky versus Stephanie Valkyrie from NXT, the NXT Women's Champion. But before that, after all that happened, the match was good. Roxanne Perez came in and jump Stephanie Valkyrie, and then after that, Julia came out. Rhea Ripley ended up coming out, and it was just a crazy thing. You guys need to check it out on WWE's YouTube channel. After coming back from commercial break, Gunther was in the face of Michael Cole, slapped his glasses and his headset off, talking about he tapped out. And then after then, you seen Pat McAfee boys, they ended up hopping over the barricade, security trying to hold them back, and Pat McAfee up there turning purple, turning blue, and all that, you guys. And I was like, man, that is crazy. At the end of the show, CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, were out there, and CM Punk ended up coming out trying to tussle with Paul Heyman up in the corner, and you can tell his face was like angry, like CM Punk's face was angry. Of course, Seth Rollins ended up coming back and gouging the eyes of CM Punk this was toward the end of the show. I thought the show was over, you guys, but it wasn't. I was like, oh God, it's not over. But yeah, you guys, after then we end up seeing Seth Rollins stand on top, pretty much put his foot on top of CM Punk, and Paul Heyman said the new number one superstar, undisputed superstar of all time, Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns ends up coming out there. We thought Roman Reigns was gone like he did last time, but Roman Reigns wasn't gone. He ended up spearing Seth Rollins. And then he was wanting to spear Paul Heyman. But thing was, you guys, little that we know, right then and there, Bron Breakker ended up coming out and spearing Roman Reigns. And I was like, no. And Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, and Seth Rollins are all working with each other. It's another stable that we're seeing, you guys. And that was definitely incredible. And Bron Breakker is on the main event scene now, and I'm actually glad about this. It was definitely hard hitting. It was definitely crazy, but looks like CM Punk and Roman Reigns will be teaming up with each other. I guess they're going to put aside their differences and stuff like that. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, y'all opinions on Monday Night Raw. Pretty much me, I say Raw broke the scale. I gave it I was going to say 10 out of 10, but with this happen, I'll have to say it's an 11 out of 11. Like, comment, subscribe, you guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace.